2 legs of lamb with the bone, plus all the trimmings, plus 90 artichokes.
Okay, this is good stuff. We're not wasting it. Hit it. Ready? Let's go.
I'm on, go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the street market. That it was a huge success. And I tell you, I didn't think it would go over as well as it did. But sometimes, well, folks, a street just off of Broadway, I guess it was a smash hit and rave reviews. So tell me, you had to be really pleased.
Oh, it was exciting after all the preparation and everything to have it come to fruition. It was
Nice.
real nice. Fred Cooper did a great job. He recruited people and got the word out. He promoted it well. And we expected to grow this week to another 4 vendors, and hopefully we'll just keep progressing.
All right, listen, top 10 Italian foods. And his mother was Irish. And it was just telling a story.
Rob.
What? What?
That is supposed to be Pittsburgh's best kept secret.
Well, now they're going to have to kill me, folks, okay? Because
I'm going to put you to work.
That's right. Well, no, please. Oh, actual paycheck? All right, listen. Here's
I
the
never said that.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. Listen, here's the thing that amazes me. You never had anything Italian for Sunday dinner.
Never. Incidentally,
Has this ever been written?
and I shouldn't say this, my mom made consistently the absolute worst sauce in the world. You know, after I'd been down the strip like 25, 30 years, I thought that I had honed my taste buds to the point that anything I was eating, I could identify every single ingredient. Well, one day I decided to break down my mom's sauce.
Right.
Heinz 57 ketchup with some Locatelli Romano in it. And a little bit of water.
That's Pittsburgh sauce.
You know what, though, on the other hand,
There were 57 ingredients in it, though, right?
on the other hand, you wanted a lemon meringue pie that sat this high.
She could do it.
You wanted a banana cream pie.
She could do it.
You wanted a roast with the potatoes on the outside cooked.
Oh.
And after everything was done, Mom would make gravy out of it. Forget it.
One thing that we have in common, I didn't realize till you were just talking to Louis, my father used to make Sunday breakfast too. And literally, because there were 6 of us, he'd stack those fried eggs. And you know, you thought you were like in heaven. But your dad was always the consumer and thinking and recycling. Tell the audience about how he would even recycle at breakfast with the grease.
I was telling Rob that when I was younger, I would never see my father Monday through Saturday, simply because Dad got up to go to work before my brothers and my sister and I woke up, and he got home after we were already asleep. So Sunday was a very special day. Dad insisted on cooking breakfast. Dad would start out by frying 2 pounds of bacon, and then he would reserve the grease from the bacon, and he would put the fried eggs in there. He would take a spoon and throw the grease over the yolks so that they would yellow a little bit. And we thought my dad was a genius because we had never seen that before.
But it tasted so good.
Oh, God. And you know what? The best thing was, back then there was no such thing as cholesterol. So we were concerned about it.
Now listen to this. I'm just going to tell the story. Louis' wonderful mother remarried to a man 10 years younger. He's 80. This guy farms a 300-acre farm by himself at 80 years old. That's pretty incredible.
He does it all by tractor. Never gets off the tractor.
You know how hard it is to be a farmer?
Oh, he works constantly.
That's indentured servitude, yeah.
He loves it though.
Hey, listen,
he's good at it.
my top 10 Italian foods. Number 10, Parma ham. You know what that is? Prosciutto. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever? I never heard of this one in all the years we've been doing the 7 fishes and all my Italian friends. Minestrone. Have you heard of that?
Never heard of
A variety of thick soups made with beans, vegetables, potato or pasta or rice. Common ingredients include onions, beans, carrots, celery stalk, tomatoes. It's served as a starter, as an alternative to risotto or a pasta plate.
Never heard of that one.
And this is one that I absolutely love, and as you can tell, I've been eating a little bit too much lately. I'm working on it. Ravioli. I love ravioli. When we had even Chef Boyardee ravioli when I was a kid out of the can, we were stepping on each other to get, you know, my kids, everybody was eating something different one day. I'm sitting there, I was eating as I was standing, and I'm like, what is this? I had never told my dad. Yeah, I don't think I'll just have a sandwich tonight. This is a restaurant, but ravioli. Now that's a meal. It just brings back such great memories, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, tell him about some of the Italian food that you served down here, because this is his first trip, and we are going to feed him. He's working for food, ladies and gentlemen. Tell him what you served down here.
Oh, well, we have a good Alfredo. We have a good Diablo, which is a mix of our red and Alfredo with a little bit more spice in it. And we have a good fish menu, good steaks, real good steaks.
I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
You're a legend. I know. You've been through a lot.
I mean, even though getting here, it felt like I was lost in the desert for 40 years.
Don't feel bad. I worked here for 20 years and I still get lost. All right, chicken parmesan, the next one.
My favorite.
You like that?
My absolute favorite.
I haven't had that since my days with Joe Ciro at the top of the mall when I was a Maynard D.
We
Good
have
guy.
that too, so.
And I got to give love to another Italian who's no longer with us, but I think about him every time I come down here, and without him, I'd have never had a career. The late, great Frank Mangano, to his family, much love. I love Frank Mangano and always will. First time I did national television, I was just a ring announcer in a boxing match. Very first call I got was from that guy, and I never forgot that. Okay. Oh, and I'll tell you a quick story. So he did rather well for himself, and Louis will tell you he worked very hard. The old Turcano farm, he remodeled the barn. Okay, so we had a little radio party out there and what have you, and he said, Rob, I want you to do the speech. So I had really put some time into this and did the speech. Just like tonight, wasn't getting paid there either, okay? But I wanted to really impress this guy because he meant a lot to me. Well, he just tore it apart, edited everything. He said, this is what I want you to say, boom, bada, boom, bada, boom. And he said, this is what I want you to do. Say, Rob Pratte taught me everything I know. You reach in your pocket, pull out a $100 bill, and you show it to the crowd. He gave me a $100 bill. Okay, I'm like 20s, young. That's a lot of money. So the thing is over, they give me a standing ovation. He's real proud. He comes over, and I was so excited that he was excited. Crowd kind of backed away. Everybody went to eat. He looked over and he said, you got my $100?
Yeah.
I said, Frank! But he made me give me his $100 back, but he taught me a lot. Gelato. That's also on the list. I've never had gelato. Would you believe that?
I have it down in the store.
Well, I guess I'll have to have some. Now, here's something. Parmesan cheese. And did you know in Italy and everywhere else in Europe, Parmesan cheese is actually a protected designation of origin. In order to be considered Parmesan cheese, it needs to be from Parma.
And it has to be aged at least a year and a half. When I was growing up, it had to be aged at least 2 years. And also, it has to be stamped on the outside of the rind, Parmigiano Reggiano. Now, there's Parmigiano Reggiano, which is the king of cheeses, period. There's Reggianato, which is a second grade Parmesan. And then there is Sardo, which can either come from Italy or come from Argentina.
See, you got the school teacher's attention here. He's never paid that much attention to me.
No,
I think this is going to be a great match. I mean,
that was
listen,
interesting.
you're going to be able to come to his market in the near future and have some product. Because, you know, I honestly could be in the Strip once a week with you. I love just coming there and hanging out with you. But I just, time. It's hard enough just to even get here. But folks, imagine you get this product here in East Liverpool. You can come on Sundays and enjoy it. Okay, risotto. Is that how you pronounce that? Risotto, okay. That's like ricotta. You ever hear Joe Dentisi say ricotta? It's like ricotta. He like rolls it off of his tongue. I actually bring it up, and we don't even need to bring it up, just to hear him say ricotta. I love that. Anyway, most people think pasta when they think of this Italian food, but really, but rice is actually immensely popular in the old country itself. So, is it rice? Is it pasta?
Well, you know, that's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Because like the Checo pasta makes a certain cut of pasta that is called riso.
And by the way, Joe Dentisi told me that the Checo pasta actually went down with the Andrea Doria. Did you know that?
Yep.
Did you tell him that story?
No, I did not.
Tell that story. Isn't there a story behind that? What's the story?
I'm not familiar with the story you're referring to, but I know it's a fact that the Checo pasta went down.
That was like when the boat went. This was the story. It wasn't like survivors. How did it happen? The Checo pasta went down with the Andrea Doria. That was like, oh my goodness, how will there ever be life after that?
Well, you know, that the Checo pasta is probably still good because it's impossible to overcook it.
Oh, I just love pasta.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Hey, Jimmy liked that one. Jimmy
You
Joe.
know what, though, as far as the rice is concerned,
Right.
everybody knows about rice,
Right.
but how many people really know that if you make risotto, you have to use a specific type of rice? You have to use arborio rice.
See, I didn't know that.
It makes all the difference in the world. Arborio rice is bigger. It has a heavier body to it. And when you cook, well, if you're going to make risotto,
Mhm.
you don't use water with the rice. You use, what do you call it? Chicken.
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth. That's what you do. You use chicken broth. You pour it in halfway up the rice. Let the broth almost steam down. Throw more broth in. Let it almost steam down. Throw more broth in. And incidentally, the whole time you're cooking this, you want to stir it like every 30 seconds because you don't want that rice to stick to the bottom.
Okay.
Because the rice is very sticky. But when it's cooking, it's almost like there's a white frothy cream that comes to the top.
All right, we are getting close to our time limit here, so I want to kind of pony up here a little bit and kind of finish with some of my top 10 Italian foods. My mother made it for me for every birthday that I ever had, okay? And no one makes it for me anymore, but that's okay. I got a good memory. Lasagna, classic Italian food, sausage, Parmesan, mozzarella cheeses, ricotta, and yes, ground beef. Number 2, spaghetti. Listen, folks, nobody makes spaghetti like Mom, but they're pretty close here. You really want a real spaghetti dinner, and I've always been told from Italians, you can't get a good spaghetti dinner in a restaurant. You can here. This is a sauce that's been around how long, Louis?
Oh gosh, it's generations. Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah. And it originated really. It's from Frello's. It's very similar to the original owners. So we've kept it going.
You got to have one meatball before you go. Just the meatballs are incredible.
Okay, I'll try meatball.
Pizza is number 1, but I've always been told, and my mother always put anchovies on pizza. I love anchovies, love anchovies. But real Italians, pizza is kind of like an afterthought, you know what I mean? But it is actually, according to Google, number 1. So there you have it. Last thing before I let you go, he's trying to get this street market going. Advice, what do you think really makes something, and I know you've got a whole lot of time and effort in what you do, but what do you think really brings people, and we're not talking a sale, we're not talking a flea market, what do you think really brings people out and makes it that destination that my friend Ted Arno always talks about? You got to make it a destination. What do you, and because they still come to see you on Sundays for pepperoni rolls.
Well, in your case, you have to have one item that people identify you with. For me, it's the pepperoni roll. I mean, you have that item, you have a captured trade. Nobody else is going to make it like you do.
Right.
And the second thing is, if I were doing that, I would not have 2 vendors selling the same product.
That's smart advice.
I mean, not only does it eliminate the confrontation between the 2 of them,
Mhm.
but it also leaves you more room to bring in a different vendor.
Thank you.
I mean, that's just how I
Appreciate it. Yeah. I think that sounds good.
You got any samples in that car? Yours? No. I can't help it. I do.
I'll let you guys.
That's okay.
You want to hear a real funny story?
Got a minute? Go ahead.
I made pasta last night.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so I make the pasta, have the meatballs, put the sauce on. I said to my wife, I said, Lois, where's the genuine Locatelli? Oh, we don't have any. I said, what?
I don't. What do you mean? I don't have any.
You don't have. I said, I have a whole store full of Locatelli. You don't have any here. Well, I don't eat it. I said, well, I don't eat matzo ball soup either.
Oh, she's Jewish.
Yeah, didn't you know that?
Congratulations, you really did good for yourself. That's my dream, as a matter of fact. The next one will be Jewish. Maybe she'll save me. Maybe she'll save me. Ladies and gentlemen, I love matzo ball soup. Oh,
So do I, but I won't tell her that.
It's good stuff. Mazel tov. Ladies and gentlemen, for the great Jimmy Sinceri, the Luvolino Street Market, Sunday, 11 to 5. And I think we're going to get Ted Coppola playing a little Italian music too. So come down and enjoy, but always it is old style, authentic recipes made from scratch every day, right here on the historic Mulberry Street, 460 Mulberry Street in East Liverpool, Ohio. Casa de Emmanuel. Ciao. Good night.